The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey have been satisfied by the inclusion of the date, time, and place of this meeting in the notice of regular meetings adopted by this board on January 6, 2025. Such schedule and notice of meetings is posted at the Municipal Building, the Mount Olive Library, the Board of Education offices in the 6 schools. Was submitted to the Daily Record for publication on January 7, 2025, and was filed with the clerk of Mount Olive Township on January 8, 2025. I direct that this announcement be entered into the minutes of this meeting. A roll call, please, Ms. Shorley.
Mrs. Aquino?
Here.
Mrs. Fenton?
Here.
Mrs. Figuera?
Here.
Dr. Giordano?
Here.
Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Here.
Mrs. Melendez?
Here.
Mrs. Narcisse?
Here.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Orsillo?
Here.
And for the good of the order, I'm just going to give an FYI. We're going to move the order of our meeting around a little bit. We'll push for the approval of our minutes in confidential session to after our reports and discussions. And with that, we are actually going to open with the student liaisons. So the floor is yours, ladies. Student liaison reports.
Risk, and I am the Student Council Board of Education Liaison.
And I'm Victoria Marr, and I am one of the secretaries. Old business. On April 29th, the National English Honor Society hosted their annual poetry night, featuring an open mic for students to perform their written works of poetry. On April 30th, both students and staff volunteered to promote community support. On April 30th, the Mount Olive Jazz Ensemble had their spring performance. On April 30th and May 1st, the freshman class had their English language arts standardized testing, while the junior class had their standardized science testing. On May 1st, the National Art Honor Society held their induction for the 2025 to 2026 school year. May 5th kicked off the AP testing. MOTSD gave 904 AP exams. On May 5th, the rising seniors attended a Share the Keys program, which informed them on safe driving procedures and prepared them to drive next school year.
Continuing with the old business, on May 6th, the Thespian Honor Society had their inductions for the 2025-2026 school year, and then the next day, or 2 days later actually, on May 8th, the anatomy classes took a trip to Rutgers University, where we got to hold human brains, human hearts, and human lungs at the cadaver lab. It was a very interesting experience. And then on to new business. On May 15th, a career fair will be held for students to explore their career opportunities and get to network with different professionals. And the next night, on May 16th, the Rock and Roll Academy will be hosting a concert in the PAC. On May 17th, the Air Force Junior ROTC have their annual military ball, and it will be held at the mansion. On May 19th, the orchestra students will be having their spring concert. And on May 20th, students will have their final round of standardized testing for the year, and it'll be math. On May 21st, the MOHS band students will have a concert, so this is a very musical month. And then, only a week away, prom is going to be on May 22nd, and it's going to be held at the Meadowood Manor. May 28th, the moment we've all been waiting for, everyone, the Lip Dub filming will commence. The 2025 Lip Dub is coming back, and filming will take place on May 28th, May 29th, and June 3rd, and everyone in the town will get to see the actual Lip Dub on June 6th. Also on June 6th, Mount Olive's favorite charity show, Marauder Fest, our teacher talent show, will be happening at the PAC, and this year the proceeds go to the 11th Hour Rescue Shelter. And then lastly on today's agenda, the juniors and the seniors will be having their annual Powder Puff game, where the girls get to play football and the boys get to play cheer at the game. For our sports, this season, the girls flag football are doing amazing. They won title of division champs this past Saturday, May 10th, and they also won title of county champs on their senior night, April 30th. Congratulations to the boys track team for taking home their title and winning the Morris County Relays on the last week of April. And the girls lacrosse team recently had their dedication game to support the pediatric cancer research on May 6th. And then 3 of our boys tennis players were the runner-ups at the Morris County Open Invitationals. That's all for tonight. Any questions?
Marauder Fest. Just the date.
June 6th is Marauder Fest.
Anything else?
Thank you. Any questions from the board? No?
All right, thank you guys. Have a
Thank
good
you
day.
so much.
Good evening, everyone. It is my extreme honor for beginning our recognition award ceremony for our teachers, our educational service professionals, and the support staff here in our district. As I thought about my comments for this evening, one word that really clicked in my mind as reflecting the work of everyone who's being recognized today is a community that they built here. When you work in education, it's not about the job that you do, it's about the community that you build and the relationships that you've developed, not only for your students, but also for yourselves as far as colleagues are concerned. And in my 3 years here in the district, what I found is people just don't want to come here and work, right? They come here and live. They live their professional lives, they live their personal lives, and making those connections to really ensure our students have a wonderful learning experience, both in and outside of the classroom. So at this time, before we start getting to our new recipients, I would like our old recipients who have received these honors in the past to please stand up. I would just like to recognize these individuals to say thank you for your leadership, thank you for your contributions to this district, and I would like to mention that some of you have actually already retired and moved on to other parts of your life, but knowing that they came back to celebrate their colleagues really goes back to that focus about the community that we develop here in Mount Olive. So at this time, what's going to happen is we're going to start introducing our recipients by buildings. And at this time, I'm actually going to go out of order just a little bit, just to maybe provide some time for one of the recipients to get here. I'm actually going to start with Ms. Wilkie with our middle school honorees.
Ms. Kester, you're getting your wish. She wanted to go first to get this out of the way. But I'm going to actually start with, well, thank you everybody for joining us, first of all. And I would like to start by recognizing this year's Governor's Educator of the Year for the Mount Olive Middle School, and that's Ms. Liaison. So Ms. Liaison has been a dedicated member of the Mount Olive school community for over a decade, but her journey with us actually began even earlier as a student teacher at Mount Olive High School. Even then, it was clear that she was something special. We saw the spark, the warmth, the passion, and the district moved quickly to make sure she could plant her roots right here, where she could grow and help others grow alongside her. Since that time, Ms. Liaison has served as an 8th grade English language arts teacher, and recently she stepped into the role of team leader, a challenge she took on with her usual grace, humility, and quiet strength. In doing so, she's become a steady and supportive presence not only for her students, but for her colleagues as well. Ms. Liaison brings warmth, kindness, and professionalism to everything she does. Her classroom is a place where students feel seen, heard, and challenged. Whether she's guiding a discussion about a complex novel or helping a student revise a personal narrative, she approaches each interaction with patience, care, and that eye for growth. She is deeply reflective and always looking to refine her practice, not for recognition or accolades, but because she truly wants what's best for her students. And that's one of the things we admire most about Ms. Liaison, her humility. She doesn't seek the spotlight and is often the first to credit others, but tonight I'm honored to shine a light on her. Her impact has extended beyond the classroom, where for years Ms. Liaison coached high school soccer, where she showed the same care and commitment to her students on the field as she does in the classroom. It's just another way that she has given back to the Mount Olive community as a whole, always putting students first wherever they may be. And while she continues to give so much to her school community, Ms. Liaison is also navigating a busy and beautiful chapter in her personal life. She's a devoted wife and a proud mom to a spirited toddler, roles she embraces with the same love, balance, and quiet resilience we see in her every day at school. Ms. Yonoso is the kind of educator who leaves a lasting mark, not just on students' writing, but on their confidence, their critical thinking, and their ability to connect with others and the world around them. Through literature and thoughtful discussion, she helps students see themselves in stories and recognize voices and experiences beyond their own. Her classroom is a place where it's safe to speak up, take risks, make mistakes, and grow, not just as students, but as people. More than anything, Ms. Yonoso helps young people find their voice and believe that their voice matters. The most heartfelt congratulations to you, Ms. Yonoso, and thank you for all you do. We're so proud of you and so lucky to have you as part of our mom's family.
That was so nice. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, good evening. I am incredibly honored to be selected as this year's Mount Olive Middle School Teacher of the Year. First, I would like to thank Superintendent Dr. Bangia, Assistant Superintendent Mrs. McDermott, our Board of Education members, as well as my middle school administrators, Mrs. Wilkie, Mr. Regan, Mr. Cutro, Mr. Garcia, and my supervisor, Mrs. Margosiak. When I step back and look at the big picture of the work that is done in our district, I am proud to work for and with these leaders. Most specifically, I have to thank both Ms. Margosiak and Mrs. Wilkie. I have learned a tremendous amount about language arts instruction, middle-level learners, and my overall practice from you both over the years. Simply put, I would not be the educator or person that I am today without either of you. I, of course, have to thank my husband, Mike, and my wonderful family. I am so fortunate to have a true support system and people that champion me outside of the professional space and remind me to stay true to myself. That is invaluable to me, and I cannot thank you enough. This is my 10th year as a teacher. I started at Mount Olive High School for my student teaching and found my home in the middle school. I've learned an incredible amount from everyone I've worked with in all capacities. I've learned from my team, my PLC members, co-teachers, fellow coaches, guidance counselors, and so many others along my journey. But regardless of the different strategies I've picked up over the years or changes that I've witnessed in education, there is one constant that I've understood to be true. And the constant is the students. The students are the reason I look forward to coming to work every day. It is a privilege to work with them, to foster their learning, and to witness their growth. To me, this is key. And it is what makes me so proud to be a part of this community and to be recognized alongside the other teachers and support staff here tonight. Thank you so much for this award. This is an accomplishment that I am truly honored to receive, and it only leaves me feeling more inspired than ever to keep being a learner myself, to lean into my own growth in this profession, and to continue this work with our students every day. Thank you.
Okay, so it is an equal honor and true joy to recognize this year's Educational Services Professional of the Year, Ms. Julie Kester. Ms. Kester has been serving the Mount Olive School community since 2010, both at Sand Shore Elementary and at the middle school. She's one of those rare people whose quiet impact ripples far and wide. As a school counselor, Ms. Kester supports students through some of those important and vulnerable moments of their young lives, and she does it with warmth, care, and a sense of calm that makes everything feel just a little bit more manageable. To know Ms. Kester is to know someone who leads with heart. She's the first to lend a hand, the one who listens without judgment, and the person you can always count on to follow through with thoughtful care and steady support. Her dedication is constant, and she shows up fully for her students, their families, and her colleagues every single day. And true to her character, when she found out she had been chosen for this award, she immediately tried to give it away. She genuinely asked me to consider giving to the runner-up so she wouldn't be recognized. That's Ms. Kester to the core, humble to a fault, the one holding the ladder steady so others can climb, focus entirely on their successes, never on her own recognition. But tonight, we're making sure she gets a moment at the top of that ladder, whether she likes it or not. Julie is a proud graduate of the Mount Olive School District and now a proud Mount Olive parent as well. Her children, Owen and Natalie, have walked the same hallways she once did, and I have no doubt they benefit every day from the example their mom sets. Julie even married her high school sweetheart, Marty, also a Mount Olive alum, and together they've built a life rooted in that same community that helped shape them. Her love for this Mount Olive community runs deep, and it's felt in everything she does, from the way she advocates for students, to the thoughtful check-ins with staff, to the little moments of kindness that often go unnoticed but never unappreciated. She is in every way the heart of our school. Please join me in celebrating Ms. Julie Kester, our 2024 Educational Service Professional President.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Wilkie, good evening, everyone. Well, now that you know how I am, it's going to duplicate a little bit. To those that don't know how I am, I'm very much a behind-the-scenes person, and I appreciate that my role allows me to work with students individually or in small groups most of the time. I'm thankful to receive this award, even though it rips me right out of my comfort zone. Dr. Bangio was kind enough to say, oh, stop, that I didn't need to accept the award in person. And then I felt good for a couple hours. And then I thought of all the students who have specifically come to see me to get them out of presentations. Instead, we strategize, we practice, and sometimes they ask me to sit in the audience as a support. They get through it in the end, and I don't know how good I could be if I sat this one out. I love working with middle schoolers. It will forever be the most awkward time of all of our lives, and they just need somebody to hear them out at school and work through situations. I can be talking to students about big topics or drama with their friend group, and in the next breath, in between tears, they'll ask me if I have food. But amidst the unpredictable days, I'm always mindful of the immense growth that they go through. They start 6th grade looking like tall 5th graders, and they end up as big young adults who are ready to graduate and go to the high school. It's a privilege to be a part of their journey. I appreciate the counselors and secretaries that I work with. Alongside of every day, the job would be nearly impossible for all of us without each other. A huge thank you to Owen and Natalie, my personal middle schoolers who helped me keep my skills sharp outside of work. My husband Marty for being a great support, helping me keep things in perspective at home and for the laughs. And to my parents who have always modeled patience and kindness towards others. Thank you, Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, members of the board, Ms. Bella, middle school's administrators, staff, and our PTO who work so hard for the kids and support all of us. Receiving this award is humbling, and I appreciate being recognized along so many talented colleagues. This is a reminder for me to keep growing professionally. I'm excited to continue the work. Thank you for this honor.
And at this time, I'm going to invite Mr. Kevin Stansberry to recognize our Mount Olive High School recipients.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce our Teacher of the Year, our Educational Specialist, Professional of the Year, and then I also have another special presentation. Joining me at the podium is a representative of our Mount Olive High School Parent Club. Big round of applause for Maria Cockcroft. And congratulations to all the recipients this evening. Our Teacher of the Year began his teaching career here at Mount Olive High School as a student teacher in 2014. He taught at Jersey City and Sparta before returning home to Mount Olive in January of 2017. He has enjoyed teaching various classes in both the history department and the special education department. Since his days as a student at Morris Hills High School, he always wanted to become a history teacher and a coach. He believes teaching is an impactful profession, though at times it can be exhausting, frustrating, and full of challenges. It is incredibly meaningful to shape students' lives. In his classes, his objective is to prepare students with essential skills which are necessary for the 21st century. In addition to teaching, Ian is active in the Mount Olive Athletics Department. He has coached girls basketball and soccer, bowling, and currently coaching baseball. Coaching provides the opportunity to connect with students outside the classroom and to teach values like endurance and grace that he feels are necessary on and off the field. Whether in the classroom or on the sidelines, he strives to make a difference in a positive and lasting way. Despite the long days and busy schedules, he is grateful for his wife, Allison, who is here this evening. Big round of applause. His love and support make everything possible. He feels fortunate to be a part of the Mount Olive community and to receive this honor. I say, Mr. Ian Redmond.
Thank you, Mr. Stansbury. I'm incredibly honored and excited to be named Teacher of the Year for Mount Olive High School. I want to thank our superintendent, Dr. Bangia, our assistant superintendent, Ms. McDermott, the Board of Education, our administration for their continuing support and leadership. I'd like to thank the Mount Olive community. It's been truly a privilege to be a part of it. I remember being in Mr. Barchetto's history class. His class is still one of the best memories for school. And he's one of the major factors on why I entered education and wanted to be a coach. It took the influence of one teacher to change my path, which led me to my career and starting as a student teacher, as Mr. Stansbury said. I always hoped I could return to Mount Olive, and that opportunity came in 2017. And when that happened, Mount Olive has always been my home. While many things have changed over the last 8 years, one thing that remained constant was Mount Olive continues to be a place where students can achieve their goals, find their passion, and make memories. I'm incredibly fortunate to be surrounded by a great team. I would like to thank my department supervisor, Thomas Reska, for his help and guidance throughout my time in Mount Olive. I'm also blessed to be a part of an outstanding professional learning community. John Pieper, Dan Griswold, as Jess Bentley. Their support, innovation has helped me become a better teacher, and more importantly, they make education fun. I want to thank students and my athletes, both past and present, for allowing me to be their teacher and coach. My goal is always to be a positive role model in the classroom and outside. Like Mr. Barchetto and other teachers were for me, I want to challenge my students to become active learners in an ever-changing society. As anyone who works with teenagers can tell you, it could be challenging, but it's so rewarding to see the growth, either in the classroom, on the field. And finally, I want to thank my wife, Allison, for your love and support. You push me to be better, you lift me up when I need it, and you're the heart of it all. And thank you for my family who could also attend tonight. Congratulations to the other amazing staff members and support members being honored tonight. This profession is truly a team effort, and I'm so proud to be part of this one. To be named for this award is pretty meaningful, incredibly meaningful, and it's a recognition that I'm proud to share with all those I work with. Thank you.
Gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce our ESP of the year. Her education stretches from the University of Delaware, BA in psychology, Alfred University, master's and doctorate in school psychology, and she holds a number of certificates in school psychology and substance abuse. After college, she spent a year working with patients at Greystone Park Psychiatric Hospital before beginning her graduate studies. She began her career at Boonton Public Schools, where she worked for 5 years at the middle school and high school level. During that time, she worked as a crisis counselor covering the emergency department at Morristown Memorial Hospital. She took a position at Kinnelon Public Schools, where she worked in the middle school for over 6 years before coming to Mount Olive High School, where she's been for the last 14 years. She has been on the child study team, the crisis management team, and she's also been a member of the Traumatic Loss Coalition. She is married and has a daughter who is attending with her this evening. How about a big round of applause? Who is a senior in high school, and this candidate also served on her local board of education. She's been a phenomenal member of our child study team. I say Dr. Debbie Protter.
lower the speaker a little bit. I'm so very honored to receive this award. In fact, when I was told earlier in the year to come to the office, I just assumed it was a crisis. And I was standing there for a long time, and I'm thinking, then I saw, somebody come by, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then Mr. Redmond showed up, and I was like, okay, we're either in trouble, there's a crisis, what's going on? That's just part of what we do. But for the past 14 years at the high school, I've had the pleasure of working with so many students and their parents and watching them overcome tremendous obstacles in their lives and helping them achieve their goals. I'd like to thank the administration, Mr. Stansberry, Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, all of the guidance staff, and all of my team. I could not do any of this without all of their support. They make a very hard job very possible every day. So I thank you so much. It's such an honor.
Time, we'd like to welcome Ms. Nicole Massara to announce our Support Staff and Educator of the Year for CMS.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, board members. This is one of the most exciting nights where we get to really recognize our amazing staff here in Mount Olive. It is with pleasure that I first announce for Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Dawn Walsh. Mrs. Walsh has been teaching for over 19 years, starting in 2006. She graduated from Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania with her degree in psychology and in elementary education. She's mostly taught second and third graders. To know Mrs. Walsh, I would describe her as quiet leadership. She comes in every day, and when she shows up, she shows up. She is incredibly passionate about what she does, and her students adore her. She knows how to make the connections that matter with her students, and when I talk about quiet leadership, many of our staff, new staff members stop in her room to watch her teach, and veteran staff members as well. She's one of the most amazing primary teachers that I have worked with. She always has a smile, she always shows up. I'm incredibly proud to know her as an educator, and I myself have learned so much from her and continue to grow being a part of partnership with her. Thank you, Mrs. Walsh, for your incredible impact on students, and thank you for showing up, Mrs. Walsh.
I am truly honored and still a little bit in shock to be standing before you as this year's CMS Teacher of the Year. To be recognized in this way among so many incredible educators is both humbling and deeply meaningful. 19 years ago, when I walked into my first classroom full of eager, wide-eyed second graders, I had a heart full of excitement, a head full of lesson plans, and a hope that I could make a difference. What I didn't know then is just how much they would teach me. Each year, every student has left a mark on my life, reminding me to stay curious, to be patient, and to never underestimate the power of a kind word or a listening ear. Teaching second grade is a gift. It's an age when students are still full of wonder, but just starting to question the world around them. It's where reading turns into exploring, where math becomes a puzzle, and where friendships start to mean something more. It's also the age of lost teeth, untied shoelaces, and the occasional glitter explosion, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. Over the years, I've learned that great teaching isn't about having the perfect lesson or the quietest class. It's about showing up day after day with love, consistency, and a belief in each child's potential. It's about helping them find their voice and their confidence, not just their spelling words. not do this work alone. I want to thank my colleagues, past and present, who have supported me, inspired me, and reminded me why I do what I do. I am also grateful to the families who trusted me with their children. And most importantly, I am incredibly thankful for my own family, who has supported me through countless evenings of grading, planning, and storytelling about what happened at school today. Lastly, I thank my students, every single one of them. You are the reason I do this. You have taught me that the most important lessons aren't always found in textbooks, but in everyday moments, in resilience, in kindness, and in joy. To any new teacher out there wondering if this profession is worth it, let me tell you, it absolutely is. It is hard work, but it's the kind of work that changes lives, including your own. Thank you again for this amazing honor. I am so proud to be part of the Mount Olive School District, and I look forward to many more years of learning, laughter, and maybe just a little more glitter. Thank you.
Okay, for our ESP award, it is my honor to recognize Mrs. Journey Cifelli. Mrs. Cifelli has been an educator at CMS for 22 years. She brings a commitment to student growth and literacy. She holds her degree in human development and elementary education from Virginia Tech, along with her master's in curriculum and planning and a master's in literacy. She originally moved from Virginia, where she moved to New Jersey in 2003 and began her teaching career at CMS in 4th grade. She is now our interventionist and reading specialist. Journey Cifelli, I have to say, is an incredible bright spot in our day-to-day at CMS. She is the perfect combination of being stylish, smart, and a wicked sense of humor. She knows her students, and I will say, if you want to teach a child how to read, you go to Journey Cifelli. That child, anyone who is fortunate enough to be under her supervision, is learning how to read. She has her own leadership style. I wouldn't say quiet leadership, but it is leadership. We have a lot of fun in what we do. She is always the person. If I need a volunteer, that's Journey. If I need someone for a committee, that's Journey. If a child's struggling with reading, go to Journey. She is our go-to gal. I'm incredibly proud that she has been recognized because she works so much and it is effortless in everything she does. She is incredibly passionate about teaching literacy, and she's incredibly passionate about CMS, and most importantly, she absolutely loves her children. Journey, congratulations on your award.
Good evening. You all are significantly more intimidating than a bunch of 6-year-olds. So first and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to my family for their unwavering love and support and encouragement. They are the foundation upon which everything I do is built, and their belief in me has carried me through every challenge I have faced and every triumph I have accomplished. Although they couldn't be here tonight due to high school sport commitments, a massive sinkhole, I'm sure you guys have heard about that, their presence is always with me. I would also like to express my gratitude to my principal, Ms. Musara, for always supporting me, my vice principal, Ms. Husser, we're so happy to have her back at CMS, Superintendent Dr. Bangia, Ms. McDermott, and the Board of Education for this incredible honor. Being named the Educational Support Person of the Year is a recognition that I will forever cherish, and I am truly humbled to stand before you today. For the past 22 years, Mount Olive has been far more than my workplace. It has become my second home. It really is the cornerstone of my life, and it's a community that holds a very special place in my heart. The students and staff at CMS are the true heartbeat of this district, bringing energy and resilience and an unwavering commitment to excellence each and every day. Their passion and spirit is what transform the routine into something meaningful and inspiring. Walking through the halls each morning, I'm reminded that this isn't just a job, it's my calling. Over the years, I've shared some of my most significant life milestones with my work family, getting married, welcoming my 2 children into the world, even navigating the loss of my father. But through it all, the support and understanding and friendship I have found here has been a consistent source of strength. I consider it a genuine privilege to witness our students' growth, not only academically, but personally, and to be a part of a team of educators who constantly go above and beyond. Their dedication challenges me to be better, fuels my purpose, and reaffirms my pride in being part of something so great. While this recognition highlights my contributions, it's truly a reflection of the team that we have here at CMS. We support each other, we lift each other up, and we work to create the best possible environment for our students. I am constantly inspired by the passion and creativity that is before me. To be recognized for doing what I love in a place that means so much to me is deeply humbling. I'm honored to receive this award, but I know it is a shared success, one that belongs to all of us who strive to make CMS a welcoming, nurturing, and inspiring place for our students each and every day. Thank you once again for this incredible honor and for allowing me to be a part of such an extraordinary community. I look forward to many more years, 11, of growing, learning, and making a difference together. Thank you.
And at this time, I'd like to welcome Ms. Melissa Kolinsky, who's going to be talking about our recipients at Mountain View.
Thank you, Dr. Bandia, and thank you to our Mount Olive Board of Education for having us here tonight to share our Teacher and Educational Specialist of the Year. This is always such a nice night to share our community and honor and celebrate our Mount Olive staff. I'd like to call up Mrs. Alexandra Eppinger, part of our kindergarten team at Mountain View. Mrs. Eppinger, Allie Eppinger, has faithfully served Mount Olive as both a kindergarten and first grade teacher over the past 6 years. Here to celebrate her tonight is her husband Greg, her 2 sons Jack and Ben, and her parents Kim and Chris Jones. Thank you for sharing her with us each day. Allie is a proud graduate of Georgian Court University, earning an undergraduate degree in 2011 and a graduate degree in 2016. Allie holds certifications in both general and special education and has skillfully applied both throughout her tenure here in Mount Olive. Additionally, she is a certified reading specialist. I had the pleasure of meeting Allie during the summer of 2019. She interviewed for a kindergarten teaching position. During the interview, hope you remember this when you told me I intimidated you. During her interview, Allie presented herself both sweet and polished. She clearly articulated what an effective lesson should look like and how to ensure that all students in her classroom are actively learning and progressing. It was evident that she was an excellent candidate for the position. I still remember her demo lesson vividly. She brought in mason jars, and the students read together in small group, and they crafted what they read about in these jars. It was such a creative and interest-based activity that the students were naturally engaged and fully immersed in the learning process. Mrs. Eppinger's soft, welcoming approach draws students to her with ease. Her warm smile is both inviting and comforting to our students. She has also shown tremendous flexibility and resilience. She began as a kindergarten teacher and later transitioned to her first grade ICS teacher. When we unexpectedly needed to open a new kindergarten section a couple days before school started a few years ago, her co-teacher was chosen for the kindergarten's new class. Mrs. Eppinger took on the duties of both roles with grace and dedication, even working with a substitute until a new special education teacher was hired. However, when that new teacher later went on to have a leave, Mrs. Eppinger once again stepped up without hesitation, wearing both hats to ensure her students received the support they needed. I asked a few of her students to share about Mrs. Eppinger, and this is what they said. Now you have to hear this in kindergarten voices. She is always so sweet to everybody, and she makes me happy. She is kind. She believes in us. My favorite memory is when we were at snack. When we were eating, Mrs. Eppinger told me that I always have a smile on my face and I'm always kind to everyone. Mrs. Eppinger, I thank you for your unwavering dedication to the students at Mountview School. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We are so fortunate to have you as part of our team.
Well, I would like to start off by thanking my principal, Ms. Polinsky, for giving me the heads up about tonight so I could dress accordingly. When I was surprised at being given Teacher of the Year in my costume, I was wearing a very bright lime green Grinch sweatsuit for a December Spirit Day. So I am very thankful to be wearing an appropriate outfit for the occasion tonight. With that being said, I am deeply humbled to be receiving this recognition tonight. I would like to thank those who have helped me get to this point. To my family, my husband Greg, our boys Jack and Ben, and our dogs Luke and Jimmy, thank you for being the comfort I need after a long day and being my why. I couldn't be any more lucky to have the family that I do. To my teacher besties, my work mom, and the incredible paraprofessionals I work with every day, I couldn't get through my days without you all. The laughs, hugs, tears, and things we share with each other will always be something I treasure and never take for granted. To my co-teacher, Christina Suskin, you not only saved me from being alone that one school year, but you became a best friend of mine that I didn't even know I needed. We laugh when our students ask if we're sisters, and in my heart I feel like we are. Thank you for always being there for me and for being the other half of my brain most days. To all of my students, past and present, you make being a teacher not a job, but truly something I feel so fortunate to do. I will forever cherish all the memories made in the classroom with you all. To the families of my students, thank you for sharing your most precious gift with me every day. All of my students will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you, Ms. Kalinsky and Mrs. Olson, for always being there for me, for always being understanding and giving me the opportunity to work at Mountain View. Thank you to the Board of Education members, Dr. Banji and Ms. McDermott, for being supportive of our schools. I am so lucky to be working in Mount Olive School District. Thank you all so very much.
I would like to now call up Mrs. Catherine Devins, one of our school counselors and anti-bullying specialist. Mrs. Kate Devins has been serving the Mountain View school community as a school counselor since 2009. Tonight, she is joined by her daughters Bridget and Aisling and their dad Brian. I also know her parents Marianne and Terry Ledger are watching down beaming with pride. She is a 2003 elementary education graduate of King's College and went on to earn her master's degree in school counseling from the University of Scranton in 2006. After gaining valuable experience as a counselor, Mrs. Devins continued her professional growth by earning a second master's degree in school leadership from the College of St. Elizabeth in 2012. Over her tenure in Mount Olive, Mrs. Devins has worked with thousands of students, providing them and their families with guidance, advice, and often simply a shoulder to lean on during tough times. She is a tireless advocate for her students, taking the time to get to know them, their interests, their dislikes, and how they best learn and grow. Through her work, she teaches important life lessons about behavior, helping students to understand what is appropriate and inappropriate, while offering strategies to manage difficult situations and express their emotions in healthy ways. Mrs. Devins connects with her students on a genuine level, always going above and beyond to ensure they have the tools to cope and thrive, not only at school, but in their daily lives as members of society. Her impact extends beyond individual counseling sessions. She has served on many committees in Mount Olive, including the Liaison Committee, Safety Patrol, and the School Climate and Safety Team. When I asked a few students about her, their thoughts about Mrs. Devins, this is what they shared. Mrs. Devins always cheers people up. My favorite memory is when I had Friendship Club and we played Candyland. If you landed on a certain spot, you talked about a feeling and a memory. We had so much fun with this game. I like meeting with her because she is really calm and really nice. When I made a funny face, she laughed. It was fun. She provides good advice and has great techniques. Thank you, Mrs. Devens. Your caring nature, practical guidance, and deep commitment to your students make you an invaluable part of the Mountain View School community.
Good evening, everyone. I am deeply honored to receive this award. Being nominated was a privilege, and being selected was a complete surprise and truly humbling. I have to say, coming to work each day is very easy. Mountain View is truly a second home to me. Over the years, I've built really incredible and lasting relationships with my dedicated colleagues, our spectacular students who make me smile and laugh each day, clearly, and their families, some of whom I've had the pleasure of working with for many years. I'd like to thank Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, the Mount Olive Board of Education, Ms. Bello and our district administrators, and the Mountain View administration, Mrs. Kalinsky and Mrs. Olson, for your ongoing daily guidance and unending support. Thank you to our wonderful PTA, our main office staff, specifically my outstanding and inspiring partner who makes me a better counselor each day, Ms. Berlin, and one of our fabulous paraprofessionals, Mrs. DeTolo, who was kind enough to nominate me for this award. Lastly, thank you to my two beautiful and amazing daughters, Bridget and Aisling, and their father, Brian, one of my best friends. Thank you for your endless patience with me when I come home a little later than planned on most days. Thank you again, and congratulations to all the nominees tonight.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Ms. Jen Curry to acknowledge our Sam Shore recipients.
Good evening, Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, Board of Education members. It's so nice to see you, and fellow educators. It is a true privilege to stand here today and honor Kim Rutsky, an exceptional educator whose impact goes far beyond the classroom walls. Kim, it is your turn to shine. Come on down. As Sanchore's Teacher of the Year, Kim's work as an ASD teacher has transformed lives and sets a shining example for what it means to teach with heart, skill, and unwavering dedication. Kim is not just a teacher. She is a lifeline, an advocate, and a fierce believer in the potential of every student she serves. Working with children on the autism spectrum, Kim brings to her classroom a remarkable blend of patience, expertise, and deep compassion. She meets each child exactly where they are and helps them move forward academically, socially, and emotionally. Kim's classroom is more than a space for learning. It is a sanctuary of trust, understanding, and acceptance. In her care, students who might struggle to connect or feel understood begin to thrive. She fosters communication, builds confidence, and celebrates every victory, no matter how small, because she knows those moments are the most meaningful. Kim is a trusted colleague, collaborative, thoughtful, and always willing to lend her insight and support to others. Her dedication extends to her families as well. She builds strong partnerships with parents, creating open lines of communication and ensuring that every child's needs are understood and met with care and consistency. One parent put it best. As a parent of a child with special needs, one of the most difficult things is handing your child over to strangers each day. But since my son has been in Miss Rutsky's hands, all of my worries have disappeared. I know he is safe, supported, and loved. Kim has left an indelible mark, not just on her students, but on the entire Sanshore school community. She reminds us of the profound difference one passionate, dedicated educator can make. Congratulations, Kim, on this well-deserved honor.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, and the Board of Education. I am truly honored to stand before you as this year's Sanshore Teacher of the Year. This recognition means the world to me, not just because of the title, but because it reflects the incredible people I get to work with every single day. First, I want to thank Ms. Curry, Ms. Reyes, Ms. Huffman, and Ms. Poggi. Your support has meant everything to me. Your encouragement, leadership, and belief in what we do has helped me grow both personally and professionally. I could not have done this without you. I could not have done this without you. I also want to thank Mrs. McFarland. Your incredible energy is contagious. I used to kick off Memorial Day weekend at the start of the summer with the Z100, but ever since I started at Sanshore, the true start of summer has been with Christie's Memorial Day speech over the loudspeaker, followed by Bruce Springsteen throughout the hallways. I'm pretty sure Z100 missed a huge hiring opportunity. I also want to thank my ABA facilitator, Cheryl Swackhammer. Cheryl, we are a team. What started out as a working relationship has grown into one of my dearest friendships. Working with you every day has been a gift. Your insight, patience, and commitment to our students make all the difference, and I am so grateful to work with you every day. To my incredible staff, thank you. You work tirelessly every day to ensure that every child's needs are met with compassion, creativity, and dedication. The work isn't always easy, but your hearts are in it 100%, and that shows in everything you do. I am also so grateful for my students. Each of you brings something special to our classroom, and you are the reason I love what I do. One moment that truly stands out with me was when we were taking a class picture, and one of them said, "It's like one big family." That simple sentence captured everything I hope our classroom can be, and I couldn't agree more. I enjoy coming to work because of all of you and your beautiful personalities. You inspire me, make me laugh, and remind me every day why this work matters so much. Sanshore School is truly a special place. The atmosphere, what people feel when they walk through our doors, is not by accident. It's the result of our amazing teachers, staff, and most importantly, our administration. Time and time again, I've heard visitors comment on how different Sanshore feels, and that feeling comes from the support and dedication we receive. To my staff, I share this honor with each of you. Last year, I nicknamed us the Dream Team, and that couldn't be more true. Together, we earned this incredible honor, and I am beyond grateful for each of you. And finally, I would like to thank my family. Cal, Reese, and Ryan, you inspire me every single day to be the best teacher I can be. Having you go to school in Mount Olive has created such a special connection between my work and our lives. You've bonded with my students in ways that makes me so proud, and I love seeing the joy in your interactions when you run into them around our community or in the halls at school. To my mom and dad, thank you for supporting me in everything I do and giving me the opportunities to be successful in all aspects of my life. Mom, thank you for steering me towards education, for showing me what it means to be a dedicated working mom, and for all you continue to do to help raise Cal, Reese, and Ryan. And lastly, thank you to Joe for coming into our lives and making everything so much better. Your love and support mean the world to me. Thank you.
It is my absolute pleasure to present Ms. Shelley Credidio as Sanshore School's 24-25 Educational Services Professional of the Year. Come on down, Shelley is truly an inspiring educator who brings energy, warmth, and dedication to every part of her role. In her math intervention classroom, students of all backgrounds and abilities feel welcome, excited, and supported. Her lessons are hands-on, engaging, and tailored to each child's unique needs and interests. Whether she's using games, manipulatives, or creative activities, Shelley is always focused on student success. She collaborates seamlessly with teachers, specialists, and staff, building strong relationships across the building. Her presence is felt not only in the classroom, but throughout the Sand Shore community as she greets students and families each day at drop-off and pick-up with a smile and kind word. Shelley goes above and beyond to support our school and district. She's a proud member of the VSAC committee and Marigold Committee for New Teachers and serves as Sand Shore's EMO representative. She also plays an essential role on the district math committee, helping shape the future of math instruction in Mount Olive. And of course, her willingness to literally be taped to a wall for the Stuff for the Buck fundraiser shows her incredible spirit and sense of fun that students and parents alike adore. Beyond Sand Shore, Shelley continues her commitment to education through her service on the Lenape Valley Board of Education. Her dedication, leadership, and passion make a lasting impact on everyone around her. Please join me in celebrating Ms. Shelley Credidio, our
Thank you so much, Ms. Curry, for those beautiful words. I didn't write this part. After listening to everyone, I'm gonna get emotional, but being part of this Mount Olive community is everything. I mean, I am so honored to be part of tonight and just part of this whole community. It's amazing. Okay, now start. Okay. Good evening. I want to begin by saying how honored and humbled I am to receive this award for Educational Service Professional of the Year at Sand Shore School. I work alongside so many talented, dedicated, and caring professionals that being selected for this recognition is truly an enormous honor. Thank you to Dr. Bangia, Mrs. McDermott, and the Board of Education for their commitment to ensuring that students receive the support services they need, such as intervention programs, to help them become the most successful learners they can be. Thank you to Ms. Curry and Mrs. Reyes for supporting both me and the entire staff, allowing us to work together as a cohesive team for the benefit of each student. Thank you to Mrs. McFarland and Mr. Rodriguez for providing me as a math interventionist with the guidance and tools necessary for effective daily instruction. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to my everyday supporters, my son Matt, my daughter Gabby, and my partner Jeff. You have stood by me every day, supporting my professional aspirations and teaching journey. I am so grateful for your unwavering encouragement. I would like to share a well-known story about a man and a starfish. One day, an old man was walking along a beach littered with thousands of starfish that had been washed ashore by the high tide. As he walked, he came upon a young boy eagerly tossing the starfish back into the ocean, one by one. Puzzled, the man asked what he was doing. Without pausing, the boy replied, "I'm saving these starfish, sir." The man chuckled. "Son, there are miles of beach and thousands of starfish. You can't possibly make a difference." The boy bent down, picked up another starfish, gently tossed it into the ocean, and replied, "I made a difference for that one." This parable highlights the importance of individual actions and how small acts of kindness can create powerful, lasting change. It's a reminder that even when faced with overwhelming challenges, each of us has the power to make a difference. In my 25 years of teaching in the Mount Olive School District, it has been my unwavering belief that making a positive impact in the lives of my students is the ultimate goal. Providing them with the tools they need to succeed and helping them believe in themselves are gifts that last a lifetime.
Being an interventionist at Sanshore School has allowed me the opportunity to do just that. What an honor it is to have the chance to make a difference in the life of a child. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. It truly means the world to me.
And at this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Mark Brillo to receive our Tins Road recipients.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Banjo, Board President Narcisse, members of the Board of Education, and our Mount Olive community members in attendance in person and virtually. Congratulations to all of our award winners and their families this evening. This is one of my favorite nights of the year, where we celebrate all those who make our school district so great. At this time, I'd like to call one of those people up to the podium. Miss Mary Hunt, please come and join me up here. A graduate of East Stroudsburg University with a major in special education, Mary earned dual certifications in elementary education and special education. Mrs. Hunt has been a cherished member of the Tins Road community for 18 years, and for the last few years, she's focused on her role as 5th grade special education teacher. Beyond her classroom responsibilities, Mary is a leader within our school and district. She's been actively involved in the Educational Association of Mount Olive for many years and serves as the pride representative for the entire district. In this role, she's devoted countless hours to securing grants and provide enriching opportunities for both students and teachers. Her commitment to the school community is further demonstrated by her presence at numerous school events we have at Tins Road. There is no shortage of compliments to describe what Mary means to our school community. When asked to describe Mrs. Hunt, her colleagues said, Mrs. Hunt works tirelessly for her students. She ensures that all students are provided with the instruction best suited for all their needs. Others added, she consistently collaborates with her grade level team to plan lessons that are engaging and appealing to all her students and analyzes the data to ensure those who need her help and support receive it. Mrs. Hunt has expertly balanced her role as a teacher, union representative, wife, and now grandmother. Her professionalism and dedication to the children of Mount Olive is evident throughout her tenure here. She's undoubtedly an exemplary model of a Mount Olive educator, and she's embraced new challenges and changes throughout her career, shining through as a skilled professional. Mary Hunt is a colleague to be respected, admired, and well-deserving of the title of 2024-25 Tins Road School Teacher of the Year.
Good evening. Let's see if I can get this raised up my height. I'm honored to be recipient of Teacher of the Year at Tins. Thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Banjo, Mrs. McDermott, and my Tins Road family. I'd also like to extend the committee who had the important task of reviewing so many outstanding, dedicated teachers within our school. I grew up in a hardworking, blue-collar family as one of 7 children. During my senior year of high school, tragedy struck when we lost our home in a devastating fire, an event that deeply impacted our family. The fire changed the course of my life and put my college plans on hold. It was an easy decision. I needed to be there for my family to help rebuild not just our home, but everything we've lost. Fast forward many, many years later, now married with 2 wonderful sons. Life came full circle as I returned to the dream I once put a hold on. With the support of my family, I went to college, earned my degree, and began a career that has brought me purpose and fulfillment. What started as a detour became the foundation of my journey as an educator. Thank you to my husband for always believing I'd make a great teacher and for supporting me throughout my teaching career. Your encouragement, patience, and belief in me kept me going through the tough moments. Because of you, I've stayed dedicated to my passion
for teaching for over 23 years. I'm forever grateful. To my amazing sons, Joe and Mike, thank you for your love and patience through the long days and late nights of teaching. Your support meant everything. You are my greatest motivation and inspiration, and because of you, I strive every day to make a difference in a child's life. My sisters, Jeannie and Kathy, your constant support, always being just a phone call away and a reminder, you've got this, lifted me more times than I can count. Your love and belief in me made all the difference, and I'm deeply grateful for both of you. And a huge thank you to my 5th grade team, Dina, Dana, Caitlin, and Donna, for your years of support, friendship, and teamwork. We work so well together, and it truly makes all the difference, and I'm so fortunate to work alongside each of you. And a special thank you to my co-teacher, Jen. Your organization, steady partnership, and friendship have kept me grounded. I couldn't ask for a better co-teacher. Working with you makes every challenge manageable and every success even sweeter. Thank you all for being such an important part of my journey. I am truly humbled to receive this honor and will commit to giving my best every day.
At this time, I would like to call on Mrs. Alina Zast to come on up and join me here at the podium. Mrs. Zast is a nationally certified school counselor who graduated from Montclair State University with a BA in Child Advocacy and a Master's in School Counseling. She's been a valued member of the Tints Road community for 4 years, and during that time has served a vital role as a school counselor, a 504 coordinator, and has been an integral part of the HIV investigation and response team. In addition, Alina has served a number of roles to benefit the community at Tints Road, including acting as one of the mentor leaders for our popular kindness ambassadors and safety patrol teams. In her 4 years, she's become a well-respected member of our faculty and staff, and recently, members of that staff shared what Mrs. Zast means to Tints Road. Alina's calm and nurturing demeanor helps the students and families that she works with. She's an amazing team player that works well with the counselors, CST, administrators, and teachers. She helps to organize many community service events, and even though she has a young child of her own, she can always be found at weekend and night events for our school. Another colleague shared, Alina is a wonderful school counselor who's flexible and offers empathy in order to build relationships with students, parents, staff, and administration. She creates an inclusive environment and is always respectful, patient, welcoming, and kind. It's an honor to introduce the 2024-25 Tints Road School Educational Professional of the Year, Mrs. Alina Zast.
Good evening. I'm so incredibly honored to be receiving the prestigious award of Tints Road School's Educational Professional of the Year. Congratulations to all our Teachers of the Year and Educational Professionals of the Year awarded tonight. I would like to start off by thanking the Board of Education, Dr. Banja, Mrs. McDermott, Mr. Grillo, Mrs. Marangon, the PTO, and my colleagues who have welcomed me into their TINS family, especially my incredible co-counselor, Lisa Barba, and the great child study team I get to work with on a daily basis. From a young age, I knew I wanted to make a difference in some capacity, and I have always had a strong desire to work with children. I believe that helping children can create a positive impact on their lives and future. Upon completion of my graduate degree at Montclair State University, I am so thankful that I landed the job of my dreams working here in Mount Olive. I am so grateful for my Tints Road family, my marvelous students, and their families who have all made this journey so rewarding. I want to thank my family for supporting me through all of this. Thank you to my amazing parents who always believed in me, and a special thank you to my sweet son who's home tonight with grandma because it is past bedtime, and my incredible husband for coming out tonight and for his never-ending support throughout all aspects of my career. Thank you.
we're going to be shifting over to be recognizing our support staff award. So at this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Patty Turjanowski, who's going to give the award for the Transportation Department.
Good evening. The short time that I've been here, it really is an amazing place to be and to work, and I've never been among so many supportive colleagues in my career. So kudos to all of you. Good evening, Dr. Bangia, members of the Board of Education, and esteemed colleagues. Transportation. It is the best of times, it is the worst of times. Our team starts their day before the sun is up, before the birds are up, and even before the angels are up. No matter the weather, light rain, torrential downpours, or snow, our drivers face every challenge head on. It's not just about being skilled at driving, but also about being able to keep an eye on everything at once. The road ahead, the road behind, and the students on board. The drivers must wear many hats, sometimes acting as comforters, nurses, referees, and even diplomats. Each day can bring the unexpected. We may face unannounced road closures, as we did today, sudden breakdowns, or surprise changes in routes, but our team is always ready. Our drivers must be versatile. They need to be able to drive any bus in the fleet at a moment's notice, adapt to new aids due to absences, and juggle everything that comes their way with a positive attitude. And that brings us to Jean. Jean-Claude Augustin is quite frankly an anomaly. No matter the day, the time, or the weather, Jean shows up to work with a smile, a good attitude, and an unwavering commitment. He's on time, he's reliable, and he's consistently pleasant to everyone around him. I have never once received a complaint about him from anyone. Jean's dedication is evident not only in his punctuality, but also in his ability to complete his routes on time, every time. Jean's ability to stay positive and professional, regardless of what is thrown his way, is truly exceptional. He's a shining example of what it means to go above and beyond, not just in his job, but in the way he treats his colleagues and the community, whether he is doing his route, driving to JFK Airport in the middle of the night, handling an unexpected issue, or simply being supportive presence. Jean is always ready to step up. For all these reasons and more, it is my great pleasure to present Jean-Claude Augustin with the Transportation Support Person of the Year Award. So one of the job descriptions for bus driver, it does not include public speaking. So John has asked me to read his acceptance. He says, "Good afternoon, everyone. I am truly honored and humbled to be recognized as the Employee Support Person of the Year. I want to thank everyone who's been a part of my journey here. This award reflects the teamwork, leadership, and support that surrounds me every day. Thank you again for this recognition. It motivates me to keep pushing forward and to continue giving my best. Thank you."
At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Agatha Wilkie, who's going to be presenting our Secretary of the Year Award.
So tonight, I have the absolute joy of recognizing nominate Ms. Sandy Rumshevsky as our District Support Person of the Year on behalf of all of the admin assistants. So Ms. Rumshevsky. So Sandy began her journey with Mount Olive back in September of 2010. And since then, she has become so much more than our building registrar and guidance secretary. She is the calm in our chaos, the friendly face that greets new families, the organized mind behind so many moving pieces, and the person who somehow manages to help everyone, students, staff, and parents alike, with grace and good humor. What makes Sandy so special is not just what she does, it's how she does it. She takes the time to know people. She learns our quirks, remembers birthdays, makes our days just a little brighter. And just when you think you have her pegged as the sweet, quiet one, out comes a perfectly timed one-liner that leaves the whole office in laughter. Outside of work, Sandy has a zest for life. She loves to shop, travel, go camping, and attend concerts. She's a devoted wife and a proud mom of 2 grown sons. And yes, it's true, if you don't know this, she drives an antique Mustang, which makes her about 10 times cooler than most of us. And in case you didn't know, she loves Bob Ross, because of course she does. So Sandy brings a little bit of happy trees and calm skies to every day. Sandy, your dedication, your kindness, and quiet brilliance have not gone unnoticed. You make our school better just by being in it. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. We're so lucky to have you at Moms.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this award. It's an honor to stand here tonight and accept this. I started at Mount Olive Middle School as a part-time clerical aide in 2010, supporting the No D initiative and Sunset Academy. I anticipated staying here for a few years while my children were young, and then returning to a full-time corporate position. However, I quickly realized that I treasured the warm atmosphere at the middle school and how welcoming my colleagues were. Thank you for making this a fun place to work. I'm very grateful that I stayed and followed this career path. Thank you for the nomination and recognizing the work I do. I sincerely appreciate the time you took from your own day to complete the process. And thank you to my husband for being here. He's almost never working in New Jersey, so somehow it aligned and he's here tonight. You'll hear the words thank you at the middle school often during the day in the middle school, but this show of support is even more meaningful. I'm touched by all the messages of congratulations from my peers, the beautiful flowers on my desk for the middle school administrators and coworkers, and especially the many students who visit guidance and upon seeing the flowers have asked, "Is it your birthday? Are you leaving?" Good, and when they reply, "Good, I hope not," I feel good. We have a lot of great kids here, and it's a privilege to be part of their middle school journey. All of the secretaries in this district work very hard. We enjoy what we do, and your acknowledgement is much appreciated. Thank you.
And at this time, we'd like to welcome Mr. Kevin Stansbury, who will be recognizing our Buildings and Grounds recipient.
It is an absolute pleasure to introduce this gentleman and acknowledge the contributions that he's made to the Mount Olive High School learning community. And as mentioned, I mean, you can take a look at any building. Our facilities are absolutely in beautiful condition. Even after 1,200 students here, 1,550 students at the high school, the place shines. The place absolutely shines. And this gentleman, which has broad meaning, is present and present every day. He doesn't miss work. But the big thing is, when he's at work, he's doing amazing things for our entire learning community. He is an absolute professional, in every aspect of the word. He has incredible relationships with the secretaries, the support staff, his fellow custodians, the administrative team, the teaching staff. He's absolutely amazing. And it's very hard to track him down, actually. So I'm glad he is here this evening because it's well deserved. From everything from taking care of vendors, to take care of school business with the facilities and maintenance, to taking on packages from deliveries and making sure they get to the right classroom, lab, or studio. Whenever there's downtime, which there's very rarely downtime, you can see him picking up and cleaning up and just really making Mount Olive High School a special, special place. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce and present Mount Olive Township School District's Custodian of the Year, I say ye, Mr. Hector Mejia.
Thank you everyone for your support, for coming.
And for our last award of the evening, Officer of the Year, Mr. Mark Grillo.
Thank you, Dr. Banjo. It's not often that we get the opportunity to honor and thank staff members such as Mr. Bob Norvis for their many contributions to the students of our district. And for that reason alone, I'm honored to be able to do that tonight. A child in our school may make connections with any number of individuals, not just their teachers. I'm fortunate to watch firsthand these connections that Officer Bob makes with our students on a daily basis. He forms one half of our steadfast Tints Road security team, collaborating with Mr. Rick Littner. He welcomes our faculty and staff each morning as they enter the building. He screens our visitors and acts as a point person for our security video and surveillance of the campus to help keep our students safe. And when he isn't in the vestibule, he may be in the cafeteria building connections or taking a tour of our building and checking our doors and entrances to secure our faculty, staff, and students, among his many other responsibilities. I've been fortunate enough to have the honor to be able to sit on the committee with Mr. James Carifi to interview possible candidates for security positions within our district, and Mr. Norvis is by far one of the most impressive candidates I have met while I've served in that role. His knowledge of school safety protocols, learned studying firsthand the tragic Parkland, Florida school shooting, while working as an officer for the Fort Lauderdale Police, gives a frontline perspective to ensure we're prepared as a school and as a district to protect our students and staff in the face of today's many dangers. His bravery in the line of duty is evidenced by taking down a suspect while under fire during a traffic stop on his first day on the job in Florida, helps us to be prepared for whatever the day may bring us. And finally, in apprehending a runaway kangaroo who'd escaped his owner's home, Officer Bob displayed incredible resourcefulness to be able to adjust to any situation, no matter how out of the ordinary. Google it, kangaroo, Bob Norvis. Best 5 minutes of your night. Although he's only been on staff for a year, Officer Bob has already become a valued member of the Mount Olive community. The impact he's had on Tints Road Elementary School is immeasurable, and we're very lucky to have him as a member of our staff. It's an honor to introduce the 2024-25 Mount Olive School District Security Support Person of the Year, Mr. Bob Norvis.
Also. I'd just like to thank Dr. Banjo, Ms. McDermott, Mr. Grillo, and Director Carifi for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this district as a top-notch team. I have to say that the security program here is second to none, which is most important to keep your children safe every day. Again, I appreciate the honor. Thank you.
while our program draws to an end, I would like for all the recipients to stand up one last time, if you're still present. Well, certainly this is one of our longer meetings, but it's also a reflection of how wonderful our colleagues are to one another. And one thread that I noticed in everyone's speech is how humble you are. But I also want to recognize it's because of your hard work and your individual contributions that you're here this evening. So certainly take this evening to savor the excitement, the joy that you do bring not only to the students in our district, but to your staff. So thank you again for your hard work, and we greatly appreciate your contributions to the district. Thank you again.
Do we have any, before we end, do we have any comments from the board? I know, I'm just wondering, any comments for the?
I just have to share a story real quick. Ms. Credidio was both of my children's second grade teacher, and I can still remember in the second grade, my daughter invited her to her birthday party. It was like a little spa birthday party in like, I don't remember where we were, but Saturday morning, sure enough, here comes Ms. Credidio. She puts on the cute little pink robe that all the girls were wearing, and she was there like a girlfriend. And I'm just telling you, that made an impression. And
I still have that outfit.
I mean, maybe she, well, maybe, but I'm just, that made such an impression on me. It was the same for my son, and just, I know it has to be true for so many of the others here, the immense effort that you all put into your careers, it really, really matters. So thank you all, thank you Ms. Credidio, really appreciate you.
Now that Ms. Fitzgerald, but I do want to comment, I did get up to hug Ms. Kester and Ms. Evans. Ms. Kester and I worked together at Wayne Valley as school counselors many years ago. I did have the fortune to work with her mom and coach her brother when he was in high school, so, and she had both my children full circle when they came to middle school as a school counselor. Same with Ms. Evans. Jake and Aubrey both had her at Mountain View. They're 5 years there, 6 years, 5 years. And then I was fortunate enough to be her children's superintendent at Mansfield for 5 years. So that's kind of full circle. I know what valuable school counselors they are, and thank you for all you do.
No, any other comments? I just want to say, this is the narrative I hear throughout everyone is you're our family, you're our community. You take care of our children when we don't have them. You probably spend more time with them, unless your soul's for that one, but you are the unsung heroes of our district, and the value that each of you play every single day to make everything happen, and to put our children to be good humans out into the world is unmeasurable. So everyone, thank you and congratulations. And with that, we are going to allow you two things. One, I'm going to take a motion to go into closed session and allow everyone else to either stay or leave, whichever fun you wish to have. I'll take a motion for closed session.
So moved.
Second. And with that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved that the board meet in confidential session for the purpose of discussing personnel, matters of attorney-client privilege, anticipated litigation, anything else that is confidential, and be it further resolved that matters discussed in confidential session be closed to the public until when the reason for confidentiality no longer exists. And we are in closed session.
Mrs. Fenton?
Here.
Mrs. Figuera? Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Here.
Dr. Giordano? Mrs. Melendez?
Here.
Mrs. Narcisse? Here. Mrs. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Orzillo?
Here.
And Mr. Rosillo, I'm going to put you on the spot. Can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes 2.1 and 2.2?
I'd like to make a motion for the approval of minutes 2.1, 2.2.
Second.
Do we have any questions or comments from the board? No, seeing none, we'll take a roll call, please.
Mr. Orzillo?
Yes.
Mrs. Aquino?
Yes.
Mrs. Fenton?
Yes.
Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Melendez?
Yes.
Mrs. Narcisse?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Yes.
Okay. And do we have any communications or petitions? Dr. Bangier or any members of the board?
No.
Okay. And we'll go all the way back to our reports and discussions. Any other items, Dr. Bangier, for yourself?
No.
Okay. And do we have personnel committee report, Ms. Fenton?
We just met right before this, so we're not ready for any comments.
Okay. And we have curriculum and instruction committee report. Okay, keep right inside. Well, you want me to skip to the others? Do we have any finance or policies?
No, finance meets tomorrow, and then
Ms. Melinda?
Policy meets Wednesday, right?
Policy meets Wednesday? Okay. And curriculum and instruction, Ms. Ferrera, do you have a report?
Certainly. Good evening. The CNT committee met on May 5th in the board office. Committee members present included Mrs. McDermott, Mrs. O'Neill, Mrs. Fenton, and myself. We did have some special guests join us, Mr. Rodriguez, Dr. Mastriani, and Mrs. Narcisse. Dr. Mastriani began by presenting a detailed overview of the district's K-5 ELA audit process and the curriculum team's recommendation for resource adoption. The highlights of her presentation included a review of our curriculum philosophy centered on the science of reading, comprehensive literacy, and alignment with the New Jersey Student Learning Standards, a summary of vendor analysis and out-of-district visitations to observe effective literacy implementation, a presentation of Benchmark Advance as the recommended core resource, and plans for summer 2025 curriculum revision and professional development rollout for implementation in the fall of 2025. The second topic of discussion at our meeting was an intervention overview presented by Mr. Rodriguez. He provided an update on academic intervention services and the district's ongoing transition from RTI to a multi-tiered system of supports, also known as MTSS. And the key points of his presentation included the current strengths. He identified areas for growth, the next steps that are planned, and updates on gifted and talented programming.
Any questions or comments from the board? No? Okay. Okay, seeing none, do we have any board subcommittee or parent liaison reports?
I have one. That's helpful. Mount Olive Middle School PTO met this past week. Give you a couple quick highlights. They just finished Teacher Appreciation Week, where they did breakfast for all the teachers, a big Italian luncheon, a snack cart, gifts, and a donut truck, which was kind of cool. And I was there for the luncheon. It was massive. It was very well done. I was very impressed. Upcoming events, the Harlem Wizards game is May 18th. For those of you who are interested in going, tickets are still available and volunteers are still needed. The PTO is also doing a transportation staff appreciation scheduled for June 9th. That is going to require these human beings to get up at like 4 a.m. to go and meet the transportation staff where they are, which is pretty awesome. I think that's such a great idea. Jen, I volunteered you to help. Also, a fun note about staff appreciation, the costs for the week were largely covered by parent donations, almost $1,000 in parent donations, which was really incredible. And I think that, Their final meeting will be June 3rd, where they'll announce the new board members, and that is it.
Any questions for the board? Other than 4 a.m. is way too early for me. Any other reports? Ms.
Yes.
Melendez?
I have the opportunity to attend the New Jersey School Board Association Annual Delegate Assembly, and this will also impact probably in the future policy, because there were 3 resolutions that were approved. The first resolution, it says, is a little taken here, that NJSBA believe that local boards of education should exercise existing statutory authority to revise existing interscholastic competition policies to support the inclusion of esports as a valuable interscholastic competition and to award varsity letters to esports high school participants to the extent they deem appropriate. I'm not sure if Manolive has esports, but the presentation there was very interesting because it's for athletes, different kind of athletes that not necessarily have to be physically fit, but a variety of diverse athletes that then they can compete and get the varsity letters. And competitions are not only state level, it's national. So a lot of schools are adopting esports as part of their sport program for those students.
What would, give me an example of an e-sport?
Well, for example, let's see that special ed students, they can participate in softball, in esports softball. It's virtual, and their teams are all across the state and United States. The kid that, for example, a student that is shy or not necessarily like the physical exercise, so they can participate, let's say, baseball. And they have those teams and they participate. They are adopting more and more these esports modality because also is curriculum involved and social learning also. So that to develop the students that yes, learn differently or would like to participate in sport in a different way. The resolution number 2, it was approved but with changes to language. Is the NJSBA believe that all necessary and appropriate steps should be pursued to address the school nurse shortage and to increase the number of candidates who are eligible for a school nurse / non-instructional endorsement from the NJDOE. That resolution was approved but was only 38-37, was very, very close, and a lot of different arguments were presented. So this is approved by the NJSBA, however, it's not approved for boards. It's going to be presented to the legislature for them to consider if they are going to change or not that. And the third resolution is the NJSBA believe students should be permitted a limited number of state excused absences for participation in activities related to pursuing a skilled trade post-graduation. Because at this time, the law only provide those excused absences for those that are going to college. So we want to be extended for those that, because not everyone goes to college, there are a lot of trade and manufacturing jobs that are needed right now.
So like shadowing for the day or like exploring that career path in
The same
a college visit.
Exactly. So those that would like to pursue HVAC or welding, so that the same amount of excuses that are given right now for college be extended to those students also. Because the military already has a different excuses absences, but the skill and trade, they don't have that yet. So that was approved as a resolution also, and is going to be presented to the legislature for consideration.
I would see that one definitely moving forward.
Okay. That's it.
Ms. Melendez, thank you so much for your notes and
thank you for the opportunity.
So I believe it comes up again in maybe is it May
budget assembly mid-year, right? Or is it June? There's like two. There's one at the end
It's
of the year.
May and December.
Okay. So if anyone wishes to attend, it also goes towards your credits or required credits for the next certification.
And they're going to have, I think in June, the law symposium for the school law.
You like that one? You went to that one last year. Any other reports? No. I have nothing for the president's report. Before we go to public comments on action items, I want to read two additional resolutions into the record. First one, going under 11.3. It reads, resolution for student SR, residency for hearing for student number 65019307. Whereas on May 12, 2025, the Mount Olive Board of Education Residency Committee held a residency hearing for the above referenced student. And whereas on that date, the parent of the above referenced student attended the hearing, and whereas the committee, after having heard and considered all of the proofs and testimony presented, recommended to the full board that it find, based upon the residency investigation performed by the board's director of security, that the student has not been domiciled within the Mount Olive School District beginning approximately March 27, 2025 through the present date. Now therefore be it resolved that the board finds that the above referenced student is not legally entitled to attend school in the district, and further hereby orders that the student be disenrolled from the district at the end of the school year, and be it further resolved that the parent be assessed tuition and for the students in eligible attendance in the district schools in the amount of $2,000. Be it finally resolved that written notice of this decision and of the family's right to contest the same before the Commissioner of Education shall be served upon the parent as required by law. And I have an additional item.
Excuse me, 1 second. With that residency, this is through the end of the school year?
For 24-25 school year, correct.
Thank you.
And then the next item will be number 11.4, administrative. Approval of employment investigation, recommended action, whereas the Mount Olive Township Board of Education requires the services of a professional to conduct an employment investigation, and whereas the public schools contracts law, NJSA 18-1, requires the awarding of a contract for professional services by resolution of the Board of Education at a public meeting, and allows that such award be made without public advertising for bids. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mount Olive Township Board of Education that Christine Martinez, Esquire of Machado Law Group LLC, be awarded a contract to conduct an employment investigation for the board at the hourly rate of $175 per hour, capped at $10,000, in total to be billed in increments of 0.25 or 1/4 hours. And with that, we will open the floor up for public comment on action items and action items only. Members of the community may comment on any action item prior to board discussion. Please state your name and address for the record. All comments must be respectfully presented. Abusive or obscene comments will not be tolerated. The mic is open for the public to comment on action items. Okay, seeing none, we will close out public comment. And with that, we will move on to the approval of items, and we're going to do a consent agenda with that, and we will make a motion to move items 7 all the way through to 11.4. Do I have a motion to make that? Ms. Benton?
At the recommendation of the superintendent, I'd like to make a motion to approve action items 7 through 11.4.
We have a second. And do we have any comments or questions from the board with regards to any action items from 7.1 through 11.4 for comment or conversation?
I just have one on just to make a note that, that in that situation, there are no taxpayer dollars that are going to be going toward that settlement. So just a notice that it is all insurance and not taxpayer dollars.
And that motion is for the authorization of our business administrator to sign off on the agreement as directed by the insurance.
Exactly.
Any other comments or questions from the board? No? Okay, seeing none, Ms. Sharnick, we'll take a roll call.
Mrs. Fenn? No to 11.2, yes to everything else.
Mrs. Aquino?
Yes.
Mrs. Figuera?
Yes.
Mrs. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Melendez?
Yes.
Mrs. Narcisse?
I abstain on 11.2 and yes to everything else.
Excuse me, Mrs. Showing?
Yes.
I was supposed to be abstain on 11.2, not
Yes.
no.
Mrs. O'Neill?
Abstain from anything that has to do with Christian history and 11.4.
Mr. Orzillo?
Abstain to 11.4, yes to everything else.
All right, and with that, we will move on to public comment. Oh. What? Did we move public comments to for old business? We'll move on to 12.1 to public comments. Students, parents, employees, and community members may comment on any item of interest pertaining to the Mount Olive School District. Please state your name and address for the record. All comments must be respectfully presented, and abusive or obscene comments will not be tolerated. The mic is open. We should have a ticker. Okay. All right, with that, we will move on to old business. Members of the board may comment on any item or topic that was previously discussed by the board. Anyone with old business? No? Okay, we'll move on to new business 14.1. Members of the board may introduce any new item or topic of discussion for the board to consider. No? Okay. We will move on to board and administrative comments. Members of the board may comment on any item of interest pertaining to the Mount Olive School District. And we'll start with Fitzgerald. We'll start at your end.
No comment from me.
Yes, I just want to congratulate all the awardees today and also to mention about the Unsung Heroes ceremony that was held at the Mount Olive High School. Was a great group of students that were recognized that day. And amazing stories behind each one of them. All of them very touchy. Also, I have a concern that I would like just to present to the board and to the public, and I comment to a couple of you, and it's about the price of the ticket for the prom. That's $150 is too much for one student. Even if we are helping them, even if we are providing, it's too much. That's a whole grocery shopping for some families here in town. So I think that with going on forward, we should look for some solutions or alternative to that. Because even at my work, tickets for military ball with general is $75. And everyone pays. The Army doesn't pay that. So for our kids, we ask $150 for a senior that has a lot of expenses going into college and has siblings and family, and especially at this time that everything is so expensive. So it's something that we should think about.
Thank you.
Ms. Aquino?
Just want to say congratulations to all our staff and faculty this evening, and I also want to thank everyone for coming out to the Lion King play for the middle school. It was great to see so many board members there, and thank you to Mr. Raj and all the students doing such a great job there.
And the parents who also
And
were
the
very
parents.
involved. Not just, I mean, the ones who threw the cast party, the ones who did the staff, like the cast gifts, those parents were phenomenal.
Takes and the ones that had to sit there every night too.
All right, all right. And they were, yes, the parents who attended too, and then also to all of the teachers and staff who came out too. There were so many
Yes,
teachers who
so
came out to
many.
support the students. It was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
It takes a heck of a village to put those
Yeah.
on.
I'm just gonna ditto everything because those were all my second gifts.
Good. Mr. Urzo, we'll swing over to you.
I just want to say it's refreshing to see the staff here. I mean, the dedication and the commitment that they have, it's just passion. That's the big thing. I just want to congratulate all of you and thank you.
And Ms. Figueroa?
Just a couple of quick things. I wanted to congratulate all of our award recipients this evening, as well as say all of our educators had a very enjoyable Teacher Appreciation Week, and I hope that you all felt appreciated last week. The Lion King did not disappoint, as was mentioned, so a shout out to the Moms Theater Department, and I'm looking forward to celebrating this Saturday at the Military Ball with all of you that are attending. Are most of us going?
It's Saturday.
Yes?
It's Saturday.
Yes.
The military ball.
Yes. You're going? Yes.
Sports, it's Maysember. There's only so many things we can do.
You'll be there in spirit.
Yes, absolutely.
And Mrs. O'Neill?
I just want to say congratulations to all the staff that won their awards, and that was it.
And I wanted to say thank you to all the staff, but thank you to the board for sticking with me when I get a little over-spirited and overly passionate in conversations. The goal, as you see, is these students, and they're really, really precious individuals. Congratulations to middle school show. I heard it was amazing. I apologize for not being able to make it. Spent a lot of time working there this weekend. And I've been looking forward to the military ball. It is one of my favorite events. Seeing the staff is one of my favorite events. And every time the students come and shine before us, it's truly one of my favorites to see the fruits of everyone's labor. And with that, anything from you, Dr. Banton? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are closed. Done, thank you.